Welcome back. It's JWalter here. Zillow announced their revised housing market forecast for 2022 just a few days ago. And there are some very bold predictions of what they expect will happen this year. And believe it or not, yet again, they are even more bullish than their previous forecast. Before we discuss their latest housing market predictions, should we even listen to them? I mean, their iBuying program was a complete flop and they lost millions of dollars because it turns out it's not profitable to buy high and sell low. Go figure. So let's take a step back from 1 year ago to see how accurate their 2021 housing market forecast was. And then I'll share their latest predictions for 2022. And before that, if you're looking to buy or sell a house from virtually anywhere in the US, then check out homeandmoney.com/Jason to get connected with a great real estate agent in your neck of the woods. And with that said, let's begin today's video. So here's Zillow's housing market forecast for 2021. They published this on December 18th, 2020. They expected 2021 will be even a stronger housing market compared to 2020. That in fact, of course, was true. We saw home prices increase greatly in 2021, much more so compared to 2020. But let's read on because there are some things they were wrong about their forecast though. So they said annual home sale growth is expected to be the highest in almost 40 years, and financial certainty brings more sellers into the market and meet the heavy demand. Of course, we saw high home buyer demand, but we didn't see an increase in the amount of houses listed for sale. They went on to say, even so, home prices, mortgage rates, and rents are likely to rise, bringing affordability challenges that must be faced. That was accurate. Home prices, mortgage rates, and rents all skyrocketed in 2021. They also forecasted 6.9 million houses to be sold in 2021, and that would have been the biggest annual sales growth since 1983. What didn't happen, though, is a lot of houses did not get listed for sale. Housing inventory was much lower compared to 2020, so we did not see that many houses sold, and we actually saw far less than that. So 6.9 million houses sold. That was our predictions for 2021. When you actually look at the National Association of Realtors website, they stated that 6.1 or 6,120,000 houses were sold in 2021. So Zillow was far off by about 800,000 houses that did not get sold in 2021. And that, of course, is because we had a lack of supply of houses for sale. In any case, they said that demand will remain strong. That was actually true. They said the COVID-19 vaccine rollout and expected subsequent economic recovery should pull many off the sidelines, meaning a lot of sellers will get their houses listed for sale. Adding more inventory to meet the heavy demand for houses and thus creating more transactions. That actually did not happen. We didn't see a lot of sellers coming off the sidelines to list their houses for sale because a lot of people like myself locked in mortgage rates of less than 3%, and rates increased in 2021. So I personally have a 2.6% 30-year fixed rate mortgage, and I'm not going to be moving anytime soon because mortgage rates right now are at around 4.7%. And you can see that when you look at Redfin's data. Redfin has a really good website if you want to look at housing market data. So this red line here is for 2020, and this orange line here is for 2021. As you can see here, year over year changes in housing inventory were down 21% compared to 1 year ago. So we had about 551,000 houses for sale as of the end of 2021. As of the end of 2020, we had about 700,000 houses for sale. So their predictions that we were going to have more transactions because we're going to have more inventory was false. We didn't have as many houses that sold because of this problem. And as I mentioned, mortgage rates increased in 2021. So here's a Freddie Mac's website. In January of 2021, the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage in the US was 2.74%. That was near all-time record lows. They increased throughout the spring months, but in the summer months, they decrease again, and then the fall and winter months, they increase once again. So on average, though, mortgage rates in the US were 2.96%. So if someone's refinancing, for example, and getting a rate of 2.74%, and they're seeing that rates are now 3.1%, why would they sell? And especially now because mortgage rates are at 4.7%. So it doesn't give a lot of people motivation to get their houses listed for sale if they want to move from a 2.7% rate to a 4.7% rate. And by the way, this is the Mortgage News Daily. As of today, which is the 22nd of March, the average rates right now are at 4.72%, about 2% higher than the all-time record lows we saw in August of last year, by the way. All right, so going back to this forecast for 2021, I want to mention one more thing, and then I'm going to be going over their latest housing market forecast. So they said 1 year ago, home price appreciation will reach its fastest pace since the Great Recession. As the inventory crunch continues to pit buyers against each other, competing for a scarce amount of houses for sale, and we expect home price appreciation to exceed 10% at points throughout 2021. So let's have a look at what home prices did in 2021. So when looking at Redfin's data, have a look at this. This is for 2021. These are home prices throughout the year. So the end of the year at about 14% year over year gain. So home prices increase, according to Redfin, at about 14%. That's in line with the National Association of Realtors and Realtor.com as well. Home prices increase about 14 to 15%. So Zillow was fairly accurate regarding this because they said that home prices were going to exceed 10% at points throughout 2021, as of course, because we have limited supply being met by a surge in demand. We have this big imbalance between supply and demand, a lot of demand and not a lot of supply. In regards to the rental market, Zillow was forecasting for rents to increase, concessions offered by landlords fading, and demand for rental housing strengthening. That actually did happen. Rental prices absolutely have been skyrocketing along with home prices as well. So as you can see, Zillow was right and wrong throughout their housing market predictions for 2021. But let's have a look at their latest forecast. And this is for February 2022 through February 2023. They just announced this on March 16th of this year. So they said that home values are expected to peak this spring, peaking at 22% in May. So that they're forecasting in May that home prices are going to be 22% higher compared to May of 2021. They also said that it's going to be slowing though to 17.8% by February 2023. So by February 2023, they are saying that home prices are going to be 17.8% higher compared to February 2022. And by the way, when we look at their previous forecast that was for January 2022 through January 2023, that was published 1 month ago, they were anticipating home prices to peak in May at 21.6%. So right now it's 22%. In addition, they said that they're going to be slowing to an annual pace of 17.3%. Now it's 17.8%. So we're slightly more bullish as far as home price appreciation goes. They also said that more than 377,000 existing houses are expected to have sold in February of 2022, a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 6.36 million. So at the current sales pace, they're expecting over a 12-month period for 6.36 million houses to be sold. When we look at their previous forecast, it was 6.11 million. So they are forecasting about 200,000 houses more to be sold in 2022 through February 2023, really. They went on to say by the end of 2023 in February, the typical U.S. home is expected to be worth almost $400,000. According to the National Association of Realtors, their most recent data they posted, the average or the median sold price in the U.S. right now is about $357,000. So they're forecasting that home prices are going to be increasing to up to $400,000 for the median sold price in the US. Their robust long-term outlook is driven by their expectations for tight market conditions to persist, with demand for housing exceeding the supply of available houses. I also foresee this happening as well because, like myself, I'm not going to be moving anytime soon because I have a 2.6% 30-year fixed rate mortgage. Why would I move to buy a more expensive house at 4.7%? Doesn't make any sense. So I think we're going to have a lack of supply of houses in the US this year. And that's what Zillow is saying as well. I don't necessarily agree with 17.8% by February 2023, but as you guys know, I'm not a real estate market fortune teller, so time will tell. Overall, Zillow expects 6.4 million existing houses to sell in 2022. That's up 4.8% from an already strong 2021. In order for this to actually happen, because as you guys know, we had 6.1 million houses that sold in 2021, we need more housing inventory, more people to list their houses for sale in order to have more sales. However, It's going to be very interesting to see if home buyer demand decreases, given the fact that mortgage rates have increased greatly this year, from about 3.3% at the beginning of 2022 to now 4.7%. Well, that's a big increase. However, they say, here's their disclaimer: downside risks to our forecast remain. Continued elevated inflation heightens the risk of further monetary policy tightening, meaning the Fed not buying mortgage-backed securities and also increasing the federal funds rate. That could result in higher mortgage rates and weigh on housing demand. So comment below with what you think the housing market will do in 2022, and if you think Zillow is accurate in their predictions. In my opinion, it's very hard to predict the housing market because there's so many things beyond our control. We have no idea how high mortgage rates are going to be going, and also how home buyers are going to react to this news. In any case, please hit the like button if you appreciated this video, and also check out that link below if you want a real estate agent referral in your neck of the woods. Hope you have an awesome day, and look forward to seeing you on the next video.